Hello and welcome to the fourth episode of the Culture Club podcast. My name is Oscar Dalton. I'm a currency collector, amateur vexillographer, and lover of cultures from all over the world. Today's episode will be on the Vatican City. So, without further ado, let's get into the culture. The Vatican City-State is a city-state in southern Europe. The Vatican City is completely surrounded by not only the Republic of Italy, but also the Italian capital of Rome. As the name suggests, there is only one part of the Vatican City. It's the actual Vatican City. The Vatican City has 0.19 square miles, or 0.49 square kilometers within its borders. This is about 10% of the size of Central Park, and about 20% of the size of Monaco, the world's second smallest country. It's only a bit larger than the Mall of America in Minneapolis, which is the biggest mall in the United States, and also slightly larger than Disneyland in California. The official languages of the Vatican City are Italian and Latin. In Italian, the Vatican City-State is Città del Vaticano, and in Latin, it is Status Civitas Vaticanae. There is an estimated 801 people currently living in the Vatican City. This gives it the smallest area and smallest population in the world. The three main ethnic groups into the Vatican City are Italian, Swiss, and Argentinian, with pretty much everyone living in the Vatican City a member of the Roman Catholic clergy. This gives us a nice transition into religion. The state-sponsored religion is Roman Catholicism. Because the Vatican City is a city-state, the capital of the Vatican City is just the Vatican City. The GDP, or gross domestic product, which is used to measure a country's wealth, of the Vatican City is $21,198 American dollars. Although this is the smallest in the world, this is the 18th largest GDP per capita. GDP per capita is the gross domestic product per yearly income of every citizen. The Vatican City doesn't have a ranking on the Human Development Index. They use Central European Time, or UTC+1, and drive on the right side of the road. The entire Vatican City is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Those are all the basic facts you need to know about the Vatican City, so let's move on to the government part of the podcast. The Vatican City is the only theocratic, absolute, elective monarchy in the world. This means that the head of state, or the king of the Vatican City, who also acts as the Pope, is elected by a group of cardinal electors. They must be a Roman Catholic bishop, and they become the leader of the Roman Catholic Church, the Bishop of Rome, and the king or queen of the Vatican City. The Pope also appoints a president of the governorate every 5 years. The president of the governorate is one of these cardinals and does the day-to-day running of the Vatican City. The current king of the Vatican City is Jorge Mario Bergoglio, or Pope Francis. He is the first and only pope so far to be from South America, being Argentine. There has been 217 popes from Italy, 16 popes from France, 7 from Germany, 5 from Syria, 4 from Greece, 3 from Israel, 2 from Croatia, 2 from Turkey, 2 from Spain, Portugal, and 1 from England, the Netherlands, Argentina, Poland, Libya, Tunisia, and Algeria. The current Vatican president of the governorate is Giuseppe Borrello. Giuseppe Borrello is 78 years old and was born in Foglizio, Italy. He was previously an apostolic nuncio to Benin, Ghana, Togo, Rwanda, the UN at Geneva, Mexico, Italy, and San Marino. An apostolic nuncio is basically an ambassador for the Roman Catholic Church to countries and organizations all over the world. That's all there is to know about the government of the Vatican City, so let's talk about some languages. The two official languages of the Vatican City are Italian and Latin. Historically, the Vatican City used to speak a bunch of different Italian dialects, mainly Tuscan. Tuscan was different from classical Italian because it turned the k and h sound into the t and th sound, the sa and sa sound into the pa and fa sound. Tuscan also weakened the ja and sa sound, turning them into j and ch sounds. They changed the Italian word for you, tu, into t. Tuscan also added the third person singular s. In classical Italian, noi andiamo là meant we go there. Noi would have also meant I, and you would have had to see if it was plural based on the context of the sentence. But in Tuscan, noi andiamo là would have just meant I go there, and noi se andiamo là would mean we go there. Back to the present, and the Vatican City is the only nation on earth to have an official language that is considered dead. Latin is considered a dead language, only living on in religious texts. Latin and Italian are both part of the Romance language group, Latin having evolved from Proto-Italic, and Italian having evolved from Latin alongside French, Spanish, Romanian, Portuguese, Catalan, Sicilian, Venetian, Galician, Sardinian, and Occitan. That's all you need to know about the languages of the Vatican City, so let's talk about that cold, hard cash. The Vatican City uses the European euro. The ISO code of the euro is EUR, and the ISO number is 978. The subunit of the euro is the eurocent, and the eurocent is 1/100th of a euro, so it takes 100 euro cents to equal a euro. A eurocent is also just called a cent, or you could say 50 pennies, 50 euro pennies, etc. The frequently used euro banknotes are the 5, 10, 20, 50, and 100 banknotes, with other rarely used banknotes being the 200 and 500 euro banknotes. The frequently used coins are the 5, 10, 20, and 50 eurocent coins, alongside the 1 and 2 euro coin. However, Belgium, Finland, Italy, and Ireland also use the 1 and 2 eurocent coins. Because Italy also represents San Marino and the Vatican City in the Euro Monetary Agreement, the Vatican City also uses the 1 and 2 eurocent coins. Before the Euro Agreement, the Vatican City used the Vatican lira, which was pegged to the Italian lira, meaning that they were worth the same amount. That's it for the currency part of this episode, so let's talk about some flags. That's the Vatican national anthem. It's called Inno e Marcia Pontificale, which means the pontifical anthem and march. The flag of the Vatican City is one of the 3 flags in the world that aren't rectangles, alongside Switzerland and Nepal. The flag consists of 2 vertical bands. On the hoist side, or left side, it's a yellow or gold, and on the right side, there's the Vatican coat of arms on a white or silver background. The gold represents spiritual power, and the white represents worldly power. The coat of arms of the Vatican City is the papal crown on top, representing the Pope, and 1 gold and 1 silver key crossing each other diagonally. This represents the keys of heaven. All of this is on a red shield, but on the flag, it's just on the white or silver background. That's all you need to know about the flag and coat of arms of the Vatican City. So let's talk about some food and music. The Vatican City has no official national dish, but food from Italy's capital, Rome, which completely surrounds the Vatican, is pretty much interchangeable with Vatican cuisine. The official food of the Holy See, the place where the Pope controls the Roman Catholic Church from, is fettuccine alla papalina. This directly translates to fettuccine of the Pope, or fettuccine for the Pope. Fettuccine is a long flat noodle and is usually made of eggs and flour. This is topped with a cream sauce, peas, and cured ham to make fettuccine alla papalina. Some of the most popular foods eaten by people from Rome and the Vatican City are tiramisu, a coffee-flavored cake, and ricotta cake, an Italian cheesecake, usually flavored with fruits, almonds, or chocolate. There is no official music chart of the Vatican City, but the traditional music of the Vatican City is very gospel-based and is usually very church-based. That was a traditional Vatican church song. I hope you guys enjoyed it. That's all there really is to know about Vatican food and music. So let's move on to some Sports. It is no secret that the Vatican City is not known for their sports. However, they do have a football, or soccer, league called the Vatican City Championship. It's a round-robin competition with no league below them to get relegated to. There are 8 teams, with the current champion being Rappresentativa OPVG, this being their second title. There is also a knockout competition with the same teams that are in the league, with the most recent champions also being Rappresentativa OPVG. There is also a Clericus Cup. This is a round-robin competition consisting of 16 teams of young priests studying in the Vatican. The Vatican City does have a national team, but it is not recognized by FIFA. They're the only fully sovereign nation in Europe to not have a FIFA-recognized football team. The Vatican City national team usually plays against other unrecognized national teams, such as Monaco, Brescia, and the San Marino B team. These teams are all members of CONIFA, a group of unrecognized national teams that have kind of formed a pseudo-FIFA. The Vatican City also plays against the Borussia Mönchengladbach Academy, SV Voltmund, a Swiss semi-pro team, the Academy of a team from Liechtenstein, a German semi-pro team that doesn't play teams except for the Vatican City, and an Italian hospital. And no, I'm not kidding about that last one. The International Olympic Committee set up an athletics team for the Vatican City, but they haven't ever fielded any athletes yet. The Vatican also has an official cricket team that have played teams from Rome and went on tours of England and Portugal. That's all there is to say about Vatican sports, so let's talk about some Vatican myths. Mythology. Since the Vatican City is so small, they don't have that many unique myths. Most of their myths are very similar to Roman folklore. One distinctly Vatican myth, though, is the legend of Pope Joan. Pope Joan is said to be the only female pope. She rose to the top of the Catholic Church while pretending to be a man. She did this because women weren't allowed to hold powerful positions in the Roman Catholic Church. She then revealed that she was a woman once she became pope. This showed people that women were able to hold positions of power in the church. There is another legend about Pope Joan, this one being more far-fetched. Legend has it that Pope Joan became pregnant while in power, and during an Easter ceremony, she fell from a horse and gave birth on the streets of Rome. This is seen as a reason that she was stoned to death, or maybe because she was a woman. Pope Joan's story is shrouded in mystery, and historians don't know if she came out as a woman during her life or after she gave birth. But regardless, after her reign as Pope, amendments were passed allowing women to hold more powerful positions in the church. That's it for the myths and legends of this podcast, so let's talk about some Vatican history. That was a clip of Pope Francis speaking. He's the current pope, and he is the king of the Vatican City, the Bishop of Rome, the leader of the Roman Catholics from all around the world. And I just found it interesting to see how he's such an important man in the world today. And I found it interesting how he's very soft-spoken, even though he's holding this very influential position. I just found that very interesting. That's the highest volume I could turn it up on my computer. So, let's just get into the history. The Vatican City has a very long history, dating back thousands of years. The Vatican City was controlled by the Roman Empire, and then the Western Roman Empire, until its fall in 395 AD. They were the center of a very powerful state called the Papal States, in the middle of Italy. Though it wasn't big in size, it was the leader of all Christian nations around the world, giving them a huge amount of power. In 1870, the peninsula of Italy united, and the status of the Papal States was called into question. The new Kingdom of Italy took most of the Papal States' lands, except for a big chunk of present-day Rome. The Italian monarchy still didn't know if they should annex the Vatican and anger the Catholic world, or let them stay independent and control most of the imports and exports coming in and out of their biggest city. This wasn't resolved for another 59 years, until the Lateran Treaties of 1929, which gave the Vatican its borders it has today and guaranteed their independence. The Vatican City declared itself neutral, but was pretty much controlled by Benito Mussolini, the Prime Minister of Italy, during World War II. After World War II, they became their own fully fledged independent state. That's the story of how the Vatican City got to its present-day borders and status. Congratulations, you've made it to the end of this episode. I learned a lot making this episode, and I hope you guys did too. It takes a load of time and effort to make this, so if you enjoyed, please like, subscribe, comment, or follow wherever you're listening. Stay tuned for next week's episode on Belarus, and I'll see you next week.